He didn't pay anybody anything. He paid them with killing and murder, robbery, rape. That's how he established his kingdom. So this is why the Most High has set aside blood for his kingdom. He says, since thou didn't have a problem with blood when you was establishing your kingdom, so blood is what you're going to be turned to when you lose your kingdom. So that's what the Most High said. You're going to reap what you sow. But nobody's going to economically bring our people out of captivity. Everybody understand that? No matter how much money you got, you are still in captivity. You're still a slave. Right? Right? So keep that mind state that we need the salvation of the Most High God. We don't need the salvation of man or the salvation of dollars and cents. Okay? All right, so read on.
Verse 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague. That shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Right, isn't that what happened? We worked in the fields. Who reaped the fields? Right? We went there, we got all the fields up, and we gave it away. Okay. We had to give it all away. Okay. That's what happened. We work today. You know, if your job pays you $10 an hour, or even $20 an hour, how much money are you making off you? Huh? You'll blow your mind to know how much money you generate at your job for your employer. Right? Because we generate a lot more than what they give us. Therefore, we are one of his best commodities. Okay? I've been looking at trading and selling different things on the stock market. You were the first thing on his stock market. Okay? The so-called blacks was the first thing on Wall Street. That's why they call it Wall. Why did they give the Wall Street the word Wall Street? Why is it called Wall Street? Who know that? Who learned that in history class? Anybody? Tell me why Wall Street was named Wall Street. I know you know, people. Right? I know the young ones. Anybody know why Wall Street was called Wall Street? Right?
It's in the name.
Huh?
It's in the name.
It's really in the name, right?
Like a wall street.
Right, because it was a walled street. Yeah. It was a street that was walled on both sides. Why was it walled? Because at the end of the street, those who have been to New York, the end of the street is what? The water. Because that's where the ship used to take the slaves off the ship. And that whole strip was walled. So they wouldn't turn off and go anywhere. So they would bring them up to the square and they would sell. Right where that bull is at right now is where they used to sell the slaves right there. They came off the ship. Okay.
If you have opportunity to go down there, you can see how they built the city and the streets in that particular area where you can only go a certain direction based on how they were bringing in the cargo.
Right, how they brought the cargo. Everything is a circle. Right? So they brought you in and you were sold. You were the first thing sold on Wall Street. The first things on the stock market in New York City. Right? That's why they call it New York. Where does that come from? The Dukes of York. York is over in Europe. Okay? So this is why these things were set up this way. But you have to learn this. So you understand the system is based on the economic system is based on you all. If you back off the economical system of America, it will crumble and fall. Right. It cannot sustain. You need to keep it alive. You got to feed the beast. If you're not feeding it, it won't be able to survive. Okay? So that's why they push our people. They give them this illusion of inclusion. They put money in their hand, knowing that all they're going to do is give the money back. And they're going to circulate the money, right back to the slave master. Okay, that's it. So we got to make sure that we understand the conditions and what we're in. So then we know what to do. What we need to do is when we do get the money, we got to establish ways of what? The money staying within our people longer before it goes back out. Meaning that we buy and sell from one another. We buy and sell services, right? We take care of our own, each other, so we gotta learn how to do that. That's gonna give us a certain degree of separation, right? It's not gonna be total separation to the Most High blessings and we out of this place. But we can elevate our degrees of separation by what? By providing for one another, okay? And going for our people, choosing your own people to provide. Those that understand what you understand. Okay, those that say they're also going to buy amongst their people. And back in the, I think it was in the 80s, they had a big, no, it was 90s actually, buy black movement. You know, this is around the time Spike Lee was getting popular and stuff like that. And they say buy black. But then people went and bought black. But the people that they bought for went straight to Esau and gave them their money. So it defeated the purpose. So now the people, the low man on the totem pole, went to the black store, bought the stuff from the black store, and the black store owner went straight over there to Calvin Klein, right? Went straight over there to Cadillac, right? Did not come back and circle that funds back around with their people. They actually helped the illusion that we were doing something for our own people. We haven't had a black commerce since Black Wall Street. Who knows about Black Wall Street, right? What happened to Black Wall Street? Right, it was destroyed, right? I think it was Green, Archer, and Pearl, right? Yeah. It was destroyed. Why was it destroyed? Because it became self-sustaining. And Esau, the so-called white man, would not have us be self-sustaining in his kingdom. So we got to make sure we understand that. So what we go out and venture out to do, we got to be mindful of all these hurdles that might be in the way. But the Most High told us to separate ourselves, right? He said to sever ourselves, all right? So we're going to do so, but we're going to do so but being wise about it. Come? Let's read on.
Verse 17, and I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when no pursueth you.
Right? You're going to flee when no one even pursues you. That's how fearful you will be. All right, read on.
And if you will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins.
Right, he says, so he's going to bring the drama on us. And if we still hard-headed, he's going to multiply that drama upon us. He's going to give us more punishment for our sins. All right? So what I was bringing up Kanye West, he may not be aware of this. But what he was saying was, you know, can be, in a biblical sense, true. That because we consistently agree to sin, we consistently choose to do that is against the will of God, right? To the point where we go to these churches and they're teaching us that the laws of God are done away with, when the Bible doesn't say that, okay? This is what keeps us continuing in the punishments. When we turn from this sinful behavior, the punishments will turn from us. Hold that, give me Hosea 5:15. Now this is the Most High speaking to Israel. Hosea 5:15.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place, till I acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
Right. So he said he will go and return to his place. This is the Heavenly Father. Where's the place? Where's the Most High's place? The heavens. Until you acknowledge your iniquity, till you acknowledge your sin. Because in our sins we shall seek him. So once he acknowledges our sin, that we know 6 and 1.
Chapter 6, verse 1. Come and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
Right. The Father, listen. He says, come and let's return to the Most High, because he's the one that put us in captivity. ultimately. So he's the one that's going to take us out of it. Read on.
He has smitten.
He's smitten us. Read on.
And he will bind us up.
But he's going to bind us up. He's going to make us whole again. Read on.
After 2 days will he return us.
Right.
And the 3rd day he will raise us up.
Right.
And we shall live in his sight. Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Most High, his going forth is prepared as the morning, as he shall come unto us.
Right.
As the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth.
Right. So he's going to come on to us as a latter and former rain. What I'm talking about? He's going to come down like the rain comes down. Right? To the children of Israel. All right. But we have to what? Go and return unto him. Right? How do we return unto him? We got to keep his commandments. Right? We got to come back to the law, statute, commandments. We got to come back to our heritage. That's the keys. Right? That's the keys to the healing of our nation. Okay? Let's go back. Leviticus. Come.
Verse 21. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 times more plagues upon you, according to your sins.
Come on.
I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children, and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate.
Come on.
And if you will not be reformed by these things, but will walk contrary unto me, then will I also walk contrary unto you, and will punish you yet 7 times for your sins.
Come on.
And I will bring a sword upon you that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant. And when ye are gathered together within your cities, I will send a pestilence among you, and ye shall be delivered into the hand of the enemy.
See, this is all that happened to us. It happened to us several times. But most prevalent, most recent is when we came to this land. Okay? But he said if we yet still didn't go, we went through captivity after captivity. We was in Babylonian captivity. We repented the Most High. What? He had mercy on us. But on us for a little while, we come out a little bit. Then what? The Assyrian, right? Then the Persian, right? Then the Greeks, then the Romans. You know what I mean? We just been, is Israel a homeborn slave or what? Right? But we keep what? Wanting to sin. We keep wanting to go back. We have not conquered the flesh. Okay? But the Most High promised us that we would. Right? He said he's going to create in us a new heart. A heart that's not going to want to do the will of the flesh, but it's going to do his will. So he's going to make us keep his commandments. Okay? We're going to prove that in a minute. Read on.
Verse 26. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven. Right. And they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat and not be satisfied.
Right. So you won't be satisfied. No. You will eat and not be satisfied. You're never going to have enough. Always going to need more. These are all curses that come down upon the children of Israel. You know?
And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, right, but walk contrary unto me,
come on,
then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury, and even I will chastise you 7 times for your sins. Right. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. Right. And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my soul shall abhor you.
Right? My soul shall, Moses said his soul is going to hate us. Because we will not repent and keep his commands. All right? In the time, the history of the Mayans and the, I believe also the Aztecs at one time, they were killing their children. Right? And devouring their children. Okay? We've been through all these things that the scriptures say. Don't think that the scripture didn't say nothing in vain. It might seem like unbelievable to you now, but go to the history. The history books will show you. We went through all this. Okay? In the time of the Babylonian captivity, The Babylonians was cooking us and eating us, man. Straight up. Right? I don't even know they was cooking us. They probably eating us raw. Right? So we fall in the hands of these nations. You gotta understand, this is not a pretty thing. You know what I mean? Some of our forefathers, they killed themselves before they would end up in the hand of these other nations. Okay? Because what they would do to our people. Right? So we got desensitized, we got used to a lot of things that's just, it's just, you know, this time in biblical times, in Leviticus times, was unbelievable. And this would happen to us as a people. All right, read on.
Verse 31. And I will make your cities waste and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation. And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbath.
So he's saying that we was going to be removed from our land. Right? And the land was going to enjoy its Sabbath because nobody was going to be over there. And you're going to be in your enemy's land. Right? We went from being in one enemy, we inhabited the lands of northern Africa after 70 AD, which was our enemy's land. Okay? Which is the land of the Philistines. And when we inhabited their land, took over their land, and created kingdoms, we was in North Africa. How long we was in North Africa? Who knows? We are around about time. That's right. 1,500 years we were in Africa before coming to America. 1,500 years we was over there establishing kingdoms. But that wasn't our land. That was our enemy's land. We got kicked out of our land. 70 AD. Right? And our land lay desolate for a long time. It's not too way later on did Esau try to reestablish our land and try to call himself a Jew. Right? That was way later on. 1940. Or before that. That's when the Zionists movement. But before the Zionists, you go into the Khazar Empire. Right? So we go into, was that the 1200s? Right? The Khazar Empire. The first set of them to try to proclaim to be Jews. Right? Didn't work well for them at that time, but they kept working at it. Right? And, about 1,000 years later, they able to establish it. But they've been working at that a long time. Right? Read on.
Verse 35. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbaths when you dwell upon it. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies.
Right.
And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them. And they shall flee as a fleeing from a sword. And they shall fall when none pursue it.
Right. You don't see those movies like Roots, like 12 Years as a Slave. What's the other one? What's the one of the latest ones? 12 Years as a Slave. Birth of a Nation. You see how our people was, how afraid they was? Right? These actors did a good job of showing the fear that was in their minds and the eyes of the people as they moved through the forest. They heard a leaf shake or a branch break, they didn't be giving the ghost. Right? Because they were so scared. As they walked through, their eyes were wide, they walking through like, what was that? What was that? Because they know death was what? Right around the corner. Death was always right around the corner. You know, to live like that is you constantly seeing your people getting killed. That's a very horrible way to live on this earth. Okay? You don't know when your day is your day to be strung up or ripped in half or cut asunder. And even died gruesome deaths in this land by the hand of the so-called white man. Gruesome deaths. Castration and all kind of stuff. Right? Cutting the loins off, cutting the woman's stomach out, all kind of stuff. They did all kind of unimaginable stuff to our people during slavery, right here in America. Right? Supposed to be the home of the brave. Right? Right here in this land. So we talking about something from way back when. We're not talking about biblical times, we're talking about right here in this land. Right? Right here. Right? Not that long ago. Okay? Jamestown, Virginia. They said what? In 2019 will be 400 years. In 1619, the slave ship entered Jamestown, Virginia, right? And the slaves started to come off their ship and inhabit North America. Now we know that the slavery started even before that, or the attack started before that, because Christopher Columbus came over here in what year? 1492, right? And what did he do to the people that were in the land of Puerto Rico when he got here? He conquered them, raped them, robbed them, pillaged them, and diseased them, all kinds of stuff to them. So he didn't come there, you know, looking for friendships, right? They came there and saw all this gold and this silver, these marbles, this precious stones, and this good agriculture going on there. They said, yo, we gonna deal with these people. You can rent a movie, or you don't rent movies anymore. What do you do now? Download it, right? Stream a movie, right? Back in my days, you rent a movie, right? But now you stream a movie called 1492, and it will show you clearly what he did when he got here. Okay? It'll show you clearly without a shadow of a doubt, so you don't have to wonder what took place.
Is that the title of the movie?
That's the movie, 1492. Straight up. Let's put that in there, 1492. Can't mess that one up.
Uncle Tom Cabin is a good one too to watch.
That's a hard one to find though, but it's a good one to watch. Yeah. Right. Well, that's an adult one. Uncle Tom Cabin is real rough, right? So, right. But 1492, you can even show that to your children. Even though it's raw, they need to see that anyway. They need to see that. Read on.
Verse 37. And they shall fall one upon another, and it were as it were before a sword, and when no shall I get. And they shall fall one upon another, and it's as it were before a sword when none pursueth.
Right, they falling over each other. They so scared as if a sword hit them, right? But nothing touched them because they so afraid. Read on.
And ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies.
Right.
And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands. Mm-hmm. And also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them.
I don't know how the white man can read this and say this is him. When did this happen to the so-called white man? It's so obvious who this is talking about. That went in the land of their enemies and got destroyed and pined away and got killed. And the ones that escaped to getting killed, they died the straight of fear and hiding and starvation. Right here in this great America. So when Trump says he's going to make America great again, right? You got to think about what is he really talking about. When was America great for our people? Never. So how are you going to make America great again for who? For his own people. It's very clear, right? Read on.
Verse 40. If they shall confess the iniquities of their fathers with their trespass, which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept the punishment of their iniquity.
Do what?
Accept the punishment of their iniquity.
That's what we got to do. We got to accept that the fact that our people went into slavery was a punishment for our iniquity. We got to accept that fact. A lot of our people will fight that fact. They will say, oh, it's because of this or because of that, or we didn't have the military, or we wasn't smart, or we wouldn't fight, or we would. I heard people say all kinds of stuff out of their back of their mouth. Right? Oh, we were too peaceful, and that's why they took advantage of us. No. We went through this because of iniquity. That's it. You got to accept that fact. Right, because we don't know how to read. We want to educate it. So they enslaved us. Come on, that's silly. Okay, read on.
Verse 42. Then will I remember my covenant with Jacob.
Right.
And also my covenant with Isaac.
Come on.
And also my covenant with Abraham will I remember.
There you go. Read on.
And I will remember the land.
Read on.
The land also shall be left of them.
Come on.
And shall enjoy her Sabbaths.
Read.
while she lieth desolate without them.
Right? So now, the priest, Kahan has been going back and forth to Israel and some of the other brethren. And they have said report that the land that lieth desolate is starting to what? It's starting to bear green. For years, it was desolate. It was like a desert land. And now all of a sudden, greenery is starting to grow in the land. Why is the greenery growing in the land? Because it's preparing for the children of Israel to be returned onto the land.
Water springing out of the desert.
Right. Water is coming out the desert. Okay. So this prophecy that we're reading right now. Because the land was left desolate, it enjoyed its Sabbaths. Meaning that there was nobody on the land. Even when Esau went back in there, he had to establish a different Jerusalem. The Jerusalem he calls Jerusalem, that's not our Jerusalem. That's another land that he calls Jerusalem. That's not the ancient Jerusalem or the ancient Zion. That's not what it is. That land was a land that's wasteland out there. But now it's starting to bring water, it's starting to bring greenery, it's starting to revive. Why? Because our time to be returned to the land is coming soon. All right? The prophecy is coming soon. So that's a surefire sign that shows you that we're in this third day. Okay? That we're in the time of our redemption. How near is it? We don't know. The Most High didn't tell us. Right? Matter of fact, he intentionally didn't tell us. So we know we're not going to know. Right? But we know the time is short. Everybody understand that?
All right.
Read.
Verse 43. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths, while she lieth desolate without them, and they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, because they despise my judgments, and because their souls abhor my statutes. And yet, for all of that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly.
Right. So while we're in our land of our enemies, where we living now? We're in the land of our enemies, correct? Right? So while we're living in the land of our enemies, the Most High said he's not going to abhor us, but he's going to bless us in the land of our enemies. He's going to wake us up in the land of our enemies. He's going to call back to remembrance of all that we're supposed to do while we're in the land of our enemies. Right? Read on.
And to break my covenant with them, for I am the Most High by their power.
Mm-hmm.
But I will, for their sakes, remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt, in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their power. I am the Most High.
Right, so he promises he's going to remember us. While we're here in America, we're in the land of our enemies, we're in China, we're in France, we're in Italy, we're in Spain. Our people are all over this earth. The Most High said, I'm going to remember you in the land of your enemies. And he's going to wake you up in the land of your enemies. Okay, read on.
Verse 46. These are the statutes and judgments and the laws which the Most High made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses.
27 verse 1.
Chapter 27 verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Most High by thy estimation. And thy estimation shall be of the man from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels. And if it be from 5 years old, even unto 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels. And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver. And for the female, thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if it be from 60 years old and above, if it be a male, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels. And for a female, 10 shekels. But if he be poorer, then thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest. And the priest shall evaluate him. the priest shall value him. According to the ability that vow shall the priest value him. And if it be a beast whereof men bring an offering unto the Most High, all that any man giveth of such unto the Most High shall be holy. He shall not alter it, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he shall at all change beast for beast, then it and the exchange thereof shall be holy. And if it be any unclean beast of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Most High.
So what does that mean? It means the beast is not a sacrificial beast. All right, it's beasts that we have that are not sacrificial. Okay, versus dare you can eat, but it's not sacrificial. All right, read on.
And if it be any unclean beast of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Most High, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it who art the priest, so shall it be.
Right.
But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part. He shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation.
So what's the fifth part? That's what? 20% of what it's valued. So what is this estimation talking about? It's talking about the offerings for a vow. When you give a vow onto the priest, you go to the priest to vow a vow, you had to give an offering to make the vow stand. You can't just go there and run and just say something and then think your vow was going to stand. No, you had to go pay. You had to pay the priest. I'm going to put this vow. You had to give them an offering. So, and an offering had a certain amount of value that it needed to be, whether it was a man or whatever age, or a female, or if you didn't have any money and you had to bring some of his flock, whether it be a clean beast or unclean beast, you had to bring an offering with your vow. It's kind of like when you, we were talking about this earlier, like with marriage, right? When you marry, you go before the Most High with a vow, right? That you are going to be a husband to this woman, and the woman is going to be a wife to you. It's a vow, right? And that vow came with an estimation, right? That is an offering that you're giving for this vow to stand. Everybody understand that? That's just an example, but it could be other examples too of a vow. All right, you have a child, new child, and you want the child to be circumcised, right? When you came to get the child to be circumcised, a vow goes along with that. That you say that you're going to raise this child to serve the Most High Yah. And that vow goes with a estimation. Okay, so a certain offering that you gave to the priesthood. That's all it's talking about. All right, read on.
Verse 14. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Most High, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad. As the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand.
Right.
And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his.
Right. Come on.
And if a man shall sanctify unto the Most High some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. And homer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation it shall stand. But if he sanctify the field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money, according to the years that remain, even unto the year of the Jubilee. And it shall be abated, it shall be abated from thy estimation. And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed anymore.
Right. So you vow your field to the Most High, then you redeem it. This is a process, and you give the estimation to the priest. This allows the field or whatever you got, whatever enterprise you entered into, to be blessed by the Most High Yah. Okay, so this is a process. If you sell it, then there's another situation you got to handle. So in the midst of our deals, we gave our estimation onto the Levites, onto the priests. It's kind of like our taxes. You know what I mean? And we gave a piece to the priest when we were getting ready to do something. All right? And we always gave that offering. Because that's how we kept the cities and everything funded, by giving the estimation. Okay? Read on.
Verse 21. But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Most High, as a field about it. The possession thereof shall be the priest. And if a man sanctify unto the Most High a field which he hath brought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of thy estimation, even unto the year of the Jubilee. And he shall give thine estimation in that day, as a holy thing unto the Most High. In the year of the Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was brought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all that thy estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be thy shekel. Only the firstling of the beast, which should be the Most High's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be ox or sheep, it is the Most High's. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thine estimation, and shall add a fifth part of it thereto. Or if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to thy estimation. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Most High of all that he hath, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto the Most High. None devoted which shall be devoted of men shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death.
Right.
And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Most High's. It is holy unto the Most High. And if a man will at all redeem out of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof.
Right.
And concerning the tithe of the herd or the flock, even whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto the Most High.
Right. So what does that mean? The tenth shall be holy unto the Most High.
The whole thing. The whole.
No, the tenth.
It's a tithe.
It's a tithe. The 10%
Oh, 10%.
goes to the Most High. Okay? All the time. Right? The 10% of it goes to the Most High. Okay? It shall be holy. It shall be the Most High. It shall be given for what? For works of the Most High. That 10%. Okay? That's what the Father had prescribed throughout all Israel. That a 10%, even the Levites had to give 10%. Right? Holy to the Most High. Everyone had to give 10% to the Most High. Okay? Read on.
Verse 33. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed.
Right.
These are the commandments which the Most High commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai.
Hallelujah. All right, that concludes Leviticus, the book of Leviticus. Now, there will be a Leviticus test next week. So hopefully all of you that have been through all of Leviticus with us will, have an easy time. It won't be that difficult. An easy time, easy questions. Just to make sure that you're grasping, some of the key points in Leviticus. And then we're going to move on next week to Numbers. Con? All right. Announcements? What's that?
Can you get like a review or something on what's that page?
Well, for Leviticus?
For the test question.
No.
You gotta read the study.
No review.
Just read the whole Leviticus.
Nope, just read that. Start with 1 and 1. You see how that works for me. We're going to just hit some key laws, some key understandings. It shouldn't be difficult. Leviticus is a lot of laws. So, I'm not going to kill you. You know what I mean? But I want to make sure that you remember key components of Leviticus. It's actually the book of Leviticus is structured. There's certain chapters that deal with certain topics. You know what I mean? When I ask you about that, you know, when I ask you what the Ten Commandments are, right? What were they written on? You know, very basic things. These things you should have, you should know. You know, high holy days, dietary law, you know. So all that is in the book of Leviticus. You know? So let's keep that in mind as we, you know, prepare for the test next week. So announcements. We have what, Tuesday is new moon? Everybody know what they're bringing, what great foods is coming through, right? I know I had Anna scribe for me here.
Well, it was about like 3 pieces of bacon.
Yeah, there's other pieces up there. I put like one piece. He was like, wait a minute. It was like 3.
Something gonna say Cubby's chicken on it.
I don't know. The other papers up here though. But everybody should know what they're bringing. And we also did what was going to be brought to Pentecost, right? So Pentecost is next week, Sunday. The Sunday coming. Not tomorrow, but next week, Sunday. So we're going to have it out in Oswald Park.
22, 21, 31st.
Where's our Heskey down there? Right out there? I would say play the commercial for me, but we have a commercial on YouTube for the celebration of Oswald Park. Gives you all the information. I don't think now we know it's Pavilion 3.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Pavilion 3. I don't think they're able to miss us because we're gonna fly the flag and everything, but it's gonna be in Pavilion 3. Okay, so Oswald Park is over on what's the address for Oswald Park?
2221 31st Avenue.
Nah, not
21st Avenue.
21st Avenue. Okay, in Oakland Park. That's right, Oswald Park. So, you know, we ask anybody to try to make it out there by 11. I know how it is. I know it's a park. I know people don't like to get up in the daytime, right? But you know, you actually be out here by 11. Soldiers be there by 9. You know. So that we can get set up and things done. All right. But everybody, so, you know, slow down with all your excitement. Okay, just calm down for a moment. Be there at 9. All right, and you know, we'll get this thing set up. You know what I mean? And you know, certain select soldiers need to be there earlier than 9. So we'll be in that group. Okay, but we want to get it set up. And then get that, you know, everything flowing. Any announcement I'm missing? Anything else popping? Anything else going on in the spirit of the world, please? Anything happening in Israel? He got it on speed dial over there. Right? What's that? Why don't we plan a group Israel voyage, a fantastic voyage? You know, maybe we can do that. You know, once upon a check. Right? So, any other announcements that I need to know about? We're gonna close it out. All right. So with that, I will say, Amadia Wapanya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. So the closing prayers, we praise the Most High for giving us a blessed Shabbat day. All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy truly endures forever. Come? Hallelujah. 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 Who's the power? Who's the power? Who's the power? Bless him. Bless him. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy.
Is the name.
Is the name.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Roma B'Nao Yahweh.
Roma B'Nao Yahweh.
Roma B'Nao Yahweh.
Roma B'Nao Yahweh.
Hamashiach Yahushua.
Hamashiach Yahushua.
Hamashiach Yahushua.
Hamashiach Yahushua.
Rum Yashurala.
Rum Yashurala.
Rum Yashurala.
Rum Yashurala.
Barak Yahweh.
Barak Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hawa'ah.
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 Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Bakusha.
Bakusha.
Shemai.
Shemai.
Zakalaya.
Zakalaya.
Barak.
Barak.
Barapah.
Barapah.
Isaac. Mamagan.
Mamagan.
Ashma'ai.
Ashma'ai.
Akim.
Akim.
Wa.
Wa.
Wakim. Bakusha.
Bakusha.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Yahak.
Yahak.
Shaitan.
Shaitan.
Yahak.
Yahak.
Shaitan.
Shaitan.
Yahak.
Yahak.
Ho.
Ho.
Right.
Right.
Hayim.
Right.
Yahak.
Yahak.
Ho.
Ho.
Right.
Right.
Hayim.
Hayim.
Bakusha.
Bakusha.
Bakusha. Bakusha.
Bakusha.
All praise be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob for his mercy truly endure forever. We thank thee, Yahweh, for giving us the Shabbat day. We thank thee, Yahweh, for all the souls in this room. We thank thee, Yahweh, for blessing that little sanctuary, the LOZ. We ask you to bless everyone that dwells therein, and bless all the schools in the Akim on the four corners of the earth that face Jerusalem with their hands held high in submission, knowing only through the Most High, while Hamashiach Yahweh shall all things be made possible. Baruch Shai Yahweh, we ask you to heal, protect, make strong, and cover the children of Israel. We also ask you how you kill all evil spirits, kill Satan from amongst thy people. All this we ask humbly in the spirit of thy son, that thou remember the covenant that was made with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. That we are to be thy people, that thou art to be our power. And in these last days, raise up those prophets of old, that they may minister unto us, and we might be shown the way to please thee in these last days. All this we ask in the name of thy son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Hashem Hamashiach Yahushua. Throughout the yard. Amen.
Amen.
Most high. Hallelujah. The count. Remind me of the count. Hold on, let me get the count. Psalm 67. The 6th week, right? I don't have to read it. I know it off my head. For today is the 6th week, the 42nd day of the count of the Omer. For we to be blessed therein. Hallelujah. Amen. Let us read Psalm 67.
The book of Psalms, chapter 67. The Most High be merciful unto us, and bless us, and cause us his face to shine upon us, Salah, that thy way may be known upon the earth, thy saving help among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O Most High. Let all the people praise thee. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nations upon the earth. Salah. Let the people praise thee, O Most High. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase. And Most High, even our own power, shall bless us. The Most High shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Hashem Hamashiach Yahushua, Torah Yad, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. 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 There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things, and all is well singing. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. 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 Hallelujah. 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 There's no power like Yahweh. Praise King of the universe. Always doing what's in That's